for that report. Our first guest is Charlotte Sibiya, a student at Fort Hare, who's able to study because of the generous support from Caring for Girls initiative led by Richard Mabaso. Welcome to Interface, Charlotte.
Thank you very much, Ross.
I look at that insight and I have to ask myself, how did you get in touch with Caring for Girls? What was in your space at that time?
I was in grade 11, and we were a bunch of girls that there was the launching of the Caring for Girls, and we all went there. I remember I was asked to talk about sanitary towels, and it was embarrassing for me as a girl to having to speak about it in front of males per se. However, from that day, I've learned how important it was, and that it helps us as girls in general to be bold and be confident. Having to have the right necessities when you're on your periods or during your menstruation cycle, it helps you to be bold and to be confident, and that when you're in school, there's nothing that's disturbing you because you know that you have the right necessities and there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Before you got in touch with Caring for Girls, did you lose school days? Did you have to spend time away from, even peers because you could not afford sanitary towels?
Not really. Mm-hmm. However, I've seen girls that have went through that, and it was really difficult because sometimes even the teachers cannot help, and they go through embarrassment, and then it becomes, as a girl, you also feel embarrassed even if it was not you, but seeing another fellow mate going through that. This
initiative, by the way, embarrasses me as a man, and I'll tell you why it does, because I have absolutely no clue. I mean, of course, I had no clue about the things that I just heard from Rosalia, but also assuming that this is just something that is so affordable, everybody should have it. And the story I listened to tells me that it's actually not that affordable to everybody else.
It's not. It's definitely not. I've seen girls from the communities, from the community I come from, and from other neighbor communities that cannot really afford sanitary towels. Sometimes it's because you're living with your grandma. She was used to using other products that are not really helpful, that are not hygienic at all. However, because they're old, they cannot really understand that times have changed and you really need safe and healthy necessities for you to be confident in yourself.
After the break, I'm going to be speaking to Richard Mabaso, who founded Trek for Mandela and Caring for Girls, and also the CEO of Nelson Mandela Foundation, Sello Hatang. And I'm going to ask them this question, but I need to ask you first. How does it matter that it's men who are driving an initiative like this to take care of girls?
Oh my God, it humbles me. It's surprising. The first time I heard of it, I was like, what? For instance, my dad, if I asked my dad to go buy me sanitary towels, he would just tell me, okay, I'll come fetch you, and then we'll go buy them together. It's not something that I'd expected to come from a man, but it's really humbling. And as girls, we really, really are grateful that there are men out there who have the initiative to make girls something out there, because when you have confidence in yourself, you can be whatever you want to be.
We do invite listeners to send questions on Facebook, and I was going to read them later. I already have a question here from somebody saying, we should be supplying more sanitary towels in schools instead of condoms. What do you feel about that? That's Eric Martinesh, who wrote on our Facebook page.
That's true, because at the end of the day, what I believe that what should be taught out there is for young people to abstain and focus on their studies, so that we make our South Africa a better South Africa. Because at the end of the day, education is the key to success. You cannot have it both ways. Everything has its own time. However, when you give sanitary towels to people that really, really need them, you're giving them the confidence to continue studying and be in a learning environment comfortably.
How are you still involved with Caring for Girls? Are you?
Yes, I am.
How so?
Hence, I was one of the first beneficiaries of Caring for Girls. I've become an ambassador of Caring for Girls. And everywhere I go, they know there is Caring for Girls out there. And it made me to take girls closer to my heart in a way that I don't want to see any other girls suffering out there. I always advise other young girls that you have to study, you have to stay in school, you have to be focused, and at the end of the day, you're making yourself better. I believe that women are very strongholds. I once said that phrases should change. We should no longer say that behind a successful man there is a supportive woman, but we should say alongside. So I believe in girl power, in woman power, and I believe in girl empowerment. So, yeah.
Well, in you, they have a very great Ambassador Charlotte Sibiya. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you very
and
much.
all the best. After